Hi, I'm Martin and welcome to my YouTube channel. Hopefully you're enjoying the content. If you haven't already, please subscribe. But in today's video, I'm going to be talking about when investing in your mental well-being means you get more out of life. And that's what life is all about. You don't want to be in a state of apathy or, God forbid, depression, which I have been in. And you want to get out of that and enjoy life as much as possible, because no one knows how long life is, and you want to enjoy the journey as much as possible and reduce the barriers and obstacles as much as possible. So if this video sounds interesting to you, please feel free to like the video. I'm not sure how long this video will be. I may break it up into snippets, but this will be like the long form. Hopefully you're enjoying the better video quality, obviously with the gimbal now, obviously with the face tracking. Might get my lavalier mic, and also might get like another tripod so I can wrap the phone around a tree or something, so I get some different interesting angles, which might be cool. But if you haven't already, please feel free to subscribe. So not everything that you do will be measurable. Still paranoid about being watched whilst filming. It does feel strange. So not everything that you do will be measurable. Every day-to-day life activity, like a physical measurement that you do, things will take time, and there will be barriers and obstacles along the way. So these are some of the things that I've done to help enrich and fulfill my life and make it more enjoyable, and things that I found that got in the way and obstacles as well, but they've helped me improve. So as I said, not everything that you do will be measurable, and it's not something you get right overnight. This is a journey, and there's going to be resistance against your old self to try to do something new, because the old way is easier because you've done it for years and you've grooved in a way. Also, you've got your mind to battle against, as well as others saying, why do it anyway? Or they might not be trying to intentionally hold you down, or intentionally or unintentionally, but it still does hinder your process. So some of the first things that I could advise you to do is, what I done, is to eat a lot better, eat more clean, cut out the ultra processed foods, because they're really harmful for your physical health. And obviously ultra processed foods increase obviously obesity, other physical illnesses as well, higher blood pressure, increased sugars, which really messes with the mind and the body. So just that one process, starting to eat clean, will massively improve your life. This doesn't mean you have to take ages with cooking. It doesn't have to be complex foods or things like that. Also, filtering your water is really important to get out the chemicals. You can also boil it as well and let it cool down and drink it. That's an option too. But just start there, and then things will massively change. This is a massive change in itself, just to do that, because there's going to be tons of resistance. And also there's a time thing as well. It does take a bit more time than the ultra processed foods, because it's all ready meals. But I think there's an app, I might post it in the description box below, but if you scan it, it tells you how harmful the ultra processed food is and what chemicals are in them, which are really harmful to your health, such as aspartame, that has harmful chemicals that's in chewing gum, and I'm not sure in the UK, but Diet Coca-Cola has aspartame in it. I think it's in the US. Really harmful for your health. So just improving your health by eating healthier, you feel much better. It's not easy, it does take time to build a new habit, and obviously you need to plan it right if you're a busy person. Meal prepping is the way to go. So how do you also spend your free time? What do you do with your free time? Are you sitting down? Are you sedentary? Are you moving? What are you consuming with your eyes? What are you watching? I would highly advise, if you do, if you don't, watching more enriching programs. Still a bit conscious, but I'm still a bit more comfortable getting into myself now, making the content. So what do you watch on TV? What do you watch? Is it documentaries, learning, enriching things? If you want to live an enriched, fulfilled life, you've got to cut out the junk programs. You have to cut them out. This means like your soaps in the UK, EastEnders, Emmerdale, Coronation Street, Holby City, Casualty, all them soaps and dramas, cut them out, because it's just really people just flying off the handle, and you don't need that. It's not what's feeding your mind, and it puts you in a state of agitation, and you want to have like a calm mind, and a calm mind can think more clearly, and a calm mind is more happier. Not guaranteed of happiness, but having a calmer mind is much better. It's just like people just like reacting, like over the top. It's just like insane. So slowly start to phase out junk programming. If you do like it, you need to think, why do I like it? Yeah, it's about everyday life experiences, but obviously life does happen, but you don't need to excessively watch it. You need to find something that enriches your life and makes your life better, and time is short, as there's only like 24 hours in a day. Each say is 1 hour is a 1 hour block. You get 24 blocks. Half an hour, you get 48 blocks. Most programs or soaps are half an hour, so that's one block of your 48 hours. What would you rather spend your time doing? Enriching your life. You need to figure out where you want to go in life and where you want to be and what you want to do. And obviously spending time on soaps gives them money and the advertisers money, not you. Doesn't mean you have to chase the money, but things that you want out of life. If you can't be sitting down watching someone else's program, that's detrimental to you. Obviously if it's like a self-improvement or like something you find interesting, that's enriching, that's different, but obviously don't over consume on that, because it's really harmful for that, and to keep track of that. So exercising is really important too. So as for today, I've got out the house before I go back to do my studying on my bookkeeping. I thought I'll make this video, and I'm just getting in my exercise and getting my steps in the woods. So I thought it's a nice place to film, quiet. So I thought that's good. So exercise is important. So just moving more, not being sedentary, and realising if you're sitting down too much, get up just to move around if you can. Obviously I'm not a doctor. Start to do weights, lift weights if it's just like self body weight or like physical weights. Obviously if you need to, consult a doctor if you need to. So also another one, these aren't always, so some of them are physical and tangible, like not watching TV and obviously eating healthier and things like that. These are like physical things, but not everything is physically intangible. So another one is to be careful where you take your advice from. Not everyone's ideas are beneficial for you, and some may be hindering you. This may be intentionally or unintentionally. It takes time to figure out if they are, they aren't, but in the beginning process you just need to have like not a too open mind, but an open mind. But you need to figure out, is this actually beneficial to me? Am I being a good person, enriching life and making life better and making my situation better? People do have their own struggles in life, and obviously as you start to do better, people might not like that because you're changing and they're not, and there's like a conflict there, and that does cause maybe people can get jealous, envious, or even the fact they just want you to go back to your old way because they're happy how they're coasting in life. If that's what you want, that's fair enough, that makes you happy. But if that's not what you want, that will happen, and there will be resistance against that. And the beginning stage it's not easy because you've got to build that muscle to get used to that discomfort, but that does take time. And also there are people intentionally trying to hinder you as well, and to do that you need to limit your exposure to them as much as possible, and be careful what you tell them or you don't tell them. Also be careful of the environment that you're in, obviously creating a better environment. So this will be obviously eating healthier, cutting out junk programs that aren't beneficial and serving you, exercising, be careful where you take your advice from, creating a better environment. Some of them things increases the environment massively. Getting good sleep is really, really important, not excessively oversleeping. But obviously if you're excessively oversleeping, probably consult a doctor. Not a doctor, but there may be some underlying issue there, depression or like a physical illness. And so another thing is obviously be careful what you're looking to go after. Don't chase happiness, because happiness is a fleeting thing. Life isn't easy. So if you chase happiness, that means you don't have it, and you're chasing something you don't have. So say if X, Y, and Z, you think this is what gives you happiness, and then you get that X, Y, and Z and it doesn't bring you happiness, and you've put in a lot of effort to put into that to get happiness, and it doesn't bring you happiness, it won't make you feel good. So it's better to seek fulfillment, being productive and doing things that are beneficial to yourself, enriching your life, making your life better, making your life easier. Not always easier, but things that make your life easier, is creating better habits. That these are the things that will make you happy and naturally make you happy. And there's going to be times when you're happy, times when you're sad, when things are going great for you and you feel awful, when things are going awful for you and you still feel great. So don't chase happiness, because happiness is not something you want to chase because you don't have it, and you chase it and you're chasing something that you don't have. So obviously take what I say with a grain of salt. Think about it, take the things that you like, the things that you don't like. Look to see if I have the best intentions, and if you find it useful, then please obviously feel free to subscribe, but obviously I'm not telling you what to do. But these are some of the things I've found that have been beneficial for me. You will get people trying to resist and trying to bring you down and harm you intentionally, unintentionally. Intentionally ones, it's obviously because things aren't going well for them in life, and obviously it creates a reflection back on them, and they're not doing well. It has nothing to do with you, everything to do with them. Don't see it as you. Still self-conscious, but it's not intentionally you, it's them, and it's a reflection, and it makes them not feel so good. But obviously don't be mean, just keep being you and not trying to be affected as much as possible, and keep progressing forward, and don't let them bring you down on a lower level. They will try to do it intentionally or unintentionally, but just to be aware, there are people intentionally trying to bring you down. It's part of the story, part of life. You read old textbooks, it's been out there for the ages. People do get envious and jealous. They can have it too if they put the work in. It's the resentment, anger, bitterness. They consume the host, and you just need to be aware of that. As I said, don't chase happiness. Sorry, I'm referring to my notes. Don't let slow days sorry if you can't hear me, the only class I need to refer to my notes. Don't let slow days hinder you if you're not getting where you want to be at. Everyone's going to have a slow day. I'm having a little slow block at this moment. I want to be further along in my journey, but I'm not. But I mustn't let my frustration overpower my progress in my journey, because it's really important to keep moving forward and get to be where I want to be at. And I just have to keep moving forward. And obviously there's going to be days that are slower than others, some days that are more packed, others will have more progress to get done, and some days will be like dead days, not dead days, but they feel like not much is getting done. Part of the journey, part of life. Appreciate the small things in life, which is really, really important, and appreciate all that you have, but there's nothing wrong with wanting to do better and have more. But if you have appreciation of the things you have, life is much more enjoyable. So appreciate the small things in life, like today, like the walk in the woods. If that's the sort of thing that you enjoy, then do that. And obviously don't feel settled just to settle. Nothing wrong with wanting to have more. Check your ego is another big thing. If you're getting a lot of resistance, or there's conflict in the mind, please feel free to, obviously everyone has this, me included, check your ego. Check your ego. People may trigger things within you, not with knowingly doing it, but it's something within you. They do something without them doing it, but it triggers something within you. But see that as like a learning experience. If they're doing it unintentionally or intentionally, it's different but the same. But use this opportunity to unpack that, not let your ego get triggered, and find out why that is, and try to work on that, like little steps to unpack that and take the packages away so you don't get triggered or upset or unrattled in the mind, because it can ruin your day. And if you're like frustrated or anger or like defensive, these are really harmful things, and it ruins the rest of your day. So say if you're doing something else throughout the day, that other thing from earlier clouds that present one, and you don't want it to happen. And obviously this is not something that happens overnight. No one's perfect, and you may work on it, you get like to 80%, and something happens, it may bring you right the way back. But don't overly punish yourself if that happens. Also, the people who are intentionally trying to trigger your ego, that are out there, this is an opportunity to build fortitude, respond back with love as much as possible, but obviously protect yourself mentally and physically, psychologically, Don't let them get to you as much as possible. Don't let them see them they're getting back to you as possible, because that's their intention. They're trying to bring you down because there's something in their mind they're not happy with, and they don't like that, and they're trying to bring you down because they don't like that reflection back on them, what they don't have or can't do. So that's something to be mindful of. Don't let others try to quench your thirst for wanting to improve yourself. This can happen where you get in the self-development community and you look in the comment section box below, highly critical. Yes, it's important to be skeptical, but obviously like cynical is not good. Like excessively, like you can tell, you can read between the lines that there's not something quite right. There's not a match in reality of what the person's actually saying. They're trying to do something subtly under the covers, like trying to take you off of your path. So that is something to be mindful of, not just in the comment section on YouTube, but in life. Don't let others quench your thirst for wanting to improve your life and to be better. You're going to get that once you start to improve. There's going to be resistance. Unfortunately, you may outgrow some people, and you may actually reduce your exposure to people because they may quench your thirst. Getting thirsty now, really getting a dry mouth. Should have brought water with me. Should learn from that next time. Not everyone is a bad person who does try to bring you down. If they do, obviously it's something that's not quite right in their life. It's not mean that they're a bad person. It's just they may not see the world from a different perspective. If you have like growth, self-improvement, unpacking bad habits, and you want to create like a great life, and if someone doesn't have that and then you have that, or working towards that, you can see why people may get a bit, if you know what I mean. Everyone wants to coast along and just be like coast and float. Like, it's like, yeah, you know, but if that's not for you, that's great. But for others, that's maybe what they want. But that's just something to be aware of. Maybe people may not like that, but just to make you aware. So you remember, you are alone with your 24. You're alone with yourself 24/7. I'm alone with myself 24/7. You're alone with your 24/7. There is no better investment in yourself. Apologies for the noise. But invest in yourself, create better habits, and work on yourself. And there's going to be people who have different ideas. It's good to listen to them, but don't have a too open mind. Work on yourself, self-development, and things take time to get better. If you listen to too many people or what's going on about the stupid little things in life, you're going to get sidetracked so much that the mind only has so much bandwidth. And if it gets like consumed with like something that's trivial, that gets you in a state of like tension or like unsettled ease, it's like over something small, the bandwidth gets consumed, so you can't focus on your self-development and self-improvement and where you want to be in life. So these are some very important things to focus on. Not everything is measurable, as I said, like a physical measurement. Some things might mean like massive to others, some things might mean small to others, and vice versa. But